you've been injured in an accident, you need a lawyer, and you deserve an advocate. Because every accident has a ripple effect. It affects your time, your health, your ability to make money, everything. That's where the advocates can help. Thanks to our decades of experience, we know what your case is worth, and we'll fight to get you every penny you deserve. Consultations are simple and always free, because you're not just a client to us, you're a person, and you deserve the best help you can get. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show. Streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, how are you, friends? Dame's not clutch. The Lakers win.
Bro, what are we doing? What's on the screen here?
Okay, what do you mean? Not
See,
now.
this is what happens when you try to beat me up with a putter.
Well, because you're being an idiot. Dame's not clutch.
Okay.
And I texted Jake 7 times F Dame last night because Dame's not clutch.
Uh-huh.
What a game in the NBA last night. I was right, as usual. You going to unzip your little neck thing there with your cute little blue T-shirt on today?
I'm not doing it. Nope.
Jake showed up ready for battle. The Monty Show, as always, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. What is this life if we can't have fun?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
And beating you with a putter is fun.
Okay.
Here on the Monty program, it's what we do. Presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. I tell you every day that the advocates use empathy because they understand what you've been through. If you've been in a major car accident, you totaled your car, heavens to Betsy, you're injured. You need somebody who knows the right steps to take, the decisions that need to be made to get you back to being whole, the best version of yourself. That's why you trust the advocates at theadvocates.com, where you never pay the advocates out of your pocket. In fact, you can chat with an injury attorney live online for free 24/7 at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Are you going to bow down and at least acknowledge that you are in the presence of royalty when it comes to prize
Bro,
picks?
what are you talking about, man?
Are you at least going to acknowledge that
Guy wins
Chaboy,
one night, thinks he's Jesus.
One night, I've won 4 of my last 5. I am a flippin' baller. I have private jets on an island in the Caribbean, and I eat caramel, not caramel.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, Chaboy is on a roll.
Okay.
Chaboy.
Yeah, hey, man. I'm happy for you.
Happy for me because
you know
why?
What the saying is, I love that for you.
Stay hard.
I win.
Right.
Winning.
I won too.
Winning.
Yeah, I won too.
You won 2 of 3. 3 of 3.
No, that's
winning.
That's
Crush. No, it's not.
You said you won 2 of 3 last night.
No, that was before I looked at Kai Rizzle dominating my guy Kyrie last night. America's favorite anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Last night I had him on assists. And admittedly, I was a little concerned that my guy wouldn't dime out.
Right.
Like
He
I was
dimed out.
I was a
Right.
little concerned that Carizzle wouldn't come through. I needed him on 5 assists. He got 8. I needed the rookie of the year in the NBA, the single greatest player that we have ever seen.
Victor's the way.
Chet Holmgren to have 17 and a half points. Chet Monster Flash dropped 20. And then Steph Curry and Austin Matthews. I needed 9.5 3-pointers or shots on goal. My guy, Austin Matthews, the single best player besides Connor Bedard.
Yeah, better.
I needed 9.5. He gave me 9 shots on goal. Steph made 3. Dude, it's what we do. Steph, it's what we do, my guy. 3 for 3, $56.25.
What's up, big bro?
Into the cookie fund. You know what I'm saying? I got to support the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I don't do it for me. I do it for you.
Yeah, you do it for them.
Great night on Prize Picks. 4 of my last 5. And actually, if we want to extrapolate that out a little
I'm like
bit,
5 for 20.
7 of my last 10.
Yeah, same thing.
7 of my last 10 on Prize Picks.
Good job, dude.
I know.
Now the only thing you got to figure out is golf, because golf is difficult to win at.
Shut up. Oh, you mean on Prize Picks?
Yeah.
I thought you meant playing. Use the promo code Monty, get 100% deposit matching. Prize Picks has been lit. And I'll admit to you, it is a burden to carry this greatness, but I'm willing to do it for you.
Okay.
I am willing to do it for you. Force Ghost Fabio, LeBron made $600K to not play last night. He's hurt. What do you want him to do? And I will also point out, is there anybody on this showroom who wants to still say Mr. Under 15 years old is better than Austin Reeves?
No.
Did you see my guy AR-15 last night?
Yeah, dude. 30-point triple-double, I believe it was. 30, 10, and 11, I think.
Is Josh Giddey still in the NBA?
Not sure.
I don't believe he is. Didn't see a single.
The issue, isn't it?
Not a single Giddey highlight last night.
Yeah.
But my guy Austin Reeves, he left.
He was too busy playing the under, you know.
I'm just telling you. The Lakers are 3 back of the Dallas Mavericks, who also got a stellar performance out of my guy, America's favorite anti-Semite.
Right.
And PJ Washington was a great pickup for the Mavs. Can the Lakers catch the Mavs 3 games back?
I mean, if you can beat the Bucks at their place, you can beat anybody. So
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. I will continue to espouse and again, it's a burden, but you guys, for you, I'm willing to carry it, right? I already have the burden of being, just so incredibly beautiful. The talent weighs me down, right? Like it's amazing that I have to carry this load, and it is a big load. Ask your mom. But my point is, I'm willing to carry my NBA greatness. Told you the Jazz are going to miss the playoffs. Just mark that down. What did I tell you about your favorite P. Diddy fan, Ime Udoka, who does not treat women well, apparently and allegedly? I told you Ime was going to Houston to turn that thing around. Anybody watching? Anybody noticing Jalen Green lately? Anybody? And then I told you about Austin Reeves. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. The burden is real. I mean, the only thing that would scare me more is having every one of my football games on the CW. That's the only thing that could scare me more than my brilliance.
Right.
How about this?
When's the last time, before we get in, when's the last time you watched the CW or anything on it? Can you even, because I can't even remember.
Can't even remember.
Couldn't even tell you. I don't even know what's on the CW.
Probably 3, 4, however many weeks ago now, Mrs. Monty and I were sitting around and we flipped on YouTube TV and Live Golf was on. Now, I don't know if I think that's still on the CW.
Because it's garbage.
But I don't associate it with the CW. But that's as close as I can get.
Yeah.
But reports out there, and I warn you, it's a lot of people playing roles, trying to be role models, right? Reports say that the CW and the Pac, not one but two, are close to a TV deal that would allegedly distribute Washington State and Oregon State home games on a national basis, which I am skeptical of because I have not been able to confirm that. And TV industry sources have told me that it is not clear if this is a regional or a national deal with the CW. I would be really surprised if the CW was distributing Oregon State and Washington State home games to the East Coast, who could not care less, even if it was possible, about watching Washington State and Oregon State home games. Now, if you're in the Pacific Northwest, the PNW loves their Washington State, Oregon State football. There's no doubt that Washington State has a significant TV audience.
Facts.
In the Pacific Northwest. But does Washington State or Oregon State strike you as a national brand? And I pause because I am fairly certain it does not. And it does not make a lot of sense to me for the CW, who I understand is trying to get into college football. but it does not make a whole lot of sense to me that the CW would distribute regional football teams on a national basis and pay significant money to do so. That's the part that I'm stuck on. But Jake, does the CW represent a win for the Pac-12?
Well, I think just on the surface, if this deal were to get done, regional or national, yeah, I think it's a win on some level, given the position that you're in. But let's be very clear. I don't think that this is a win from the standpoint of you just put together some amazing TV deal, right? This isn't like some, revolutionary, like new setup. This is you just trying to get distribution. And I respect that. I understand it. I think that that's absolutely what they should be looking at, especially given that you're in a partnership with the Mountain West, and this TV deal allegedly works in some of the Mountain West, obviously, because when you're playing home games, obviously they've got a scheduling alliance, and so for the Mountain West, that really helps them. So that's kind of the thought here, that hey, the Pac-2 are trying to put their best foot forward and help this partnership as much as they can by getting something done. And that's why I tend to agree. I'm a little skeptical that this is somehow a national TV deal. It's all cool that we want to drop numbers like the CW's got 203 stations nationwide, and they reach, I believe the number that was dropped was almost 100% of all U.S. households. That's cool. And that's a great marketing ploy. But the issue with this is that I don't feel like the CW is attached to sports. Do they have live? Yes. But when's the last time you were like, wow, man, it's Saturday and this sport I know is on somewhere. Let's go check the CW. I that just doesn't cross my mind. The CW is not even in my stratosphere of options. I mean, hell, like I'm pretty much on, at this point with the streaming situation that we're in, I'm just pulling up the YouTube TV app on my TV, and it's giving me the things that I watch the most. I don't even have to flip through the guide. It tells me, hey, your college football is here, the NFL is there, baseball is here because you have the League Pass or you have MLB Extra Innings. Like I don't even need to look through like a guide or a menu. So.
Well, I think you look at the CW, and this is their sports-only affiliates. These are stations that do not take anything but sports. So let's assume that this is who's getting this, because I think there is a real possibility that this is what it's targeted at. This does not make this list right here. Obviously, WGN TV in Chicago is significant. But what did WGN TV in Chicago say last fall? We are in no way, shape, or form interested in Pac-12 programming. Because if you're WGN TV in Chicago, you're in the heart of Big Ten country. Nobody is going to watch Oregon State and Washington State instead of Ohio State, Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't make a lot of sense. And you look at how these are also Elmira, Erie, Hartford, San Diego, Traverse City, Cadillac, Michigan. Is that exciting for anybody? And I would have to tell you, I don't believe that it is. And if you look at the hundreds of other, plus affiliates, they call them, that take occasional programming, and you look at where these other networks are, you guys, we're talking about Atlanta, Georgia. We're talking about Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Are you telling me that Birmingham, Alabama, Boston, Massachusetts, Buffalo, New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, are you telling me that Chicago, which has WCIU TV as well, which I think is channel 26, Denver, Colorado, maybe, Evansville, Indiana, probably not. I don't buy for a second that this is a national TV deal with the CW, because that just does not make sense. That doesn't make sense. And if I also would point out, if you look at the Live Golf schedule, and I was looking at this last night, if you look at the Live Golf schedule, there is quite a bit of conflict in the Live Golf schedule with college football. And if you look at the early August game or the early August tournament, I think it's going to create I think it's going to create a significant issue with the CW and with college football, because as they expand the Live Golf schedule, and obviously this is all going to change
Right.
with the PGA, I think Live Golf is a problem for them. I just don't see this as a national deal for the Pac-12. I don't know how that happens. And I guess my question is, if the CW was going to pick up the Pac-2, Oregon State and Washington State on a national level, are you telling me that they wouldn't have done that with the full Pac-12? And maybe the numbers didn't add up. And as we told you, they were interested in a regional deal when the conference had all of its members.
Yeah.
They're now going to be a national deal with just 2? There's something here that does not add up.
And that's the struggle. And I think when you look at, the history of reporting and who's saying what and all that, like I think that this goes right up that same alley of, hey, something's getting done, but because we're pro Pac-12, we need to make it feel like, hey, it's a national deal. And just going off of what we've seen take place in TV negotiations over the past however long it's been, what, a year at least?
Yes.
Like it simply doesn't make sense that a true like Pacific Northwest brand opportunity would be shown on the East Coast. That doesn't make a lot of sense, and everywhere in between. And I tend to agree. If you're going to put this on in Big Ten country, people are not going to watch it. They're going to find a way to get Ohio State, Oregon. They're going to find a way to get the big boys on their TV. And if they got to stream it, if they got to do whatever, they're going to do it because that's what they want to watch, which brings me back to my original point about this whole situation. Even if you did get a national deal, which I don't think you are, but let's say you did, you really telling me it's going to be super successful and all of a sudden this is going to make a huge impact?
But it's not, the problem is it's not ACC basketball, which the CW also has. It's not dramatics, non-scripted drama.
Yeah.
Like, which is what they do. I think they also have some form of pro wrestling. Like, this is not ACC basketball. This is not Duke, Carolina, with all due respect. It's Oregon State, Washington State. And I can't see all of their affiliates taking it. And I think a lot of affiliates will treat it like Live Golf, where they turned it off. Wasn't it Charles in Charge? I think we talked about last year that you had major CW affiliates leaving Live Golf after like 11 holes
on Sunday in the final round
to turn on Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing, right? Like it's one of those things where in the NFL and the NBA, and we've talked about this and we're going to talk about it here in a minute. The NFL and the NBA are fighting over Christmas Day. Everybody's watching that.
Yeah.
Is everybody interested in Washington State and Oregon State on the CW on your rando Saturday afternoon?
I just don't think so, man. And that's why I say, like,
I don't think so either.
I think it makes more sense just to do a regional deal. I think that and again, we obviously don't have financials. We obviously don't know, what they're really talking about here from a money standpoint. But I just can't believe that these two schools are in a position to, number one, try to negotiate their way into a national opportunity because it just doesn't make sense from a business standpoint. But number two, I don't think anybody wants to pay them for a national opportunity. It makes sense to do it regionally. It makes sense to show you up and down the West Coast. Like there are certainly Washington State and Oregon State fans in the state of California, in Idaho, in all up and down the West Coast. Okay, cool. I get that. If that's what this is, great. Totally cool. Understand it.
Yeah.
But I just don't love the fact that the spin is like, oh man, it looks like they got more exposure. Like it looks like they finally got a TV deal done. It's like, no, dude, you're setting it up for failure, bro. Like this should be a regional opportunity. It's the Mountain West. So it makes sense from that standpoint. And that's the other thing that I think, is not being talked about in the reporting. The TV deal is 6 home games for Washington State, 6 home games for Oregon State. And obviously whoever they're playing is going to be on TV during that game, which is obviously the Mountain West. So for the Mountain West, this also makes a lot of sense. This is an additional opportunity to show your brand outside of the TV deal you've
Which
already
is
got.
in, as we reported when I think it was in December or January, we reported that part of the framework agreement between the Mountain West and the Pac-2 is that the Pac-2 has the right to go out and get their own TV deal. So this is not a surprise that they are bringing a TV deal. What's surprising is it's a CW. And listen, what's ultimately going to determine success or failure on this deal? Well, how much the CW is willing to pay. That's what this is. How much is the CW willing to invest in Pac-2 football instead of Charles in charge? That it's as simple as that, right? I mean,
well, and it sounds gnarly to say, but like I that's literally what happened. I mean, you were getting more views on shows like that than you were on Live, and so it does beg the question.
And you still are.
Yeah, would it would outside of Washington and Oregon, those two states, outside of those two states geographically speaking, would CW affiliates get more views on football or the shows that they've been showing?
And I think that's the question if you're in Chicago. If you're WGN TV in Chicago, arguably the biggest affiliate the CW has, do you want reruns of 80s sitcoms, or do you want, what would be a big matchup for Washington State? Do you want
Wyo?
Well, what like the Apple Cup?
The Apple Cup.
If it's in Pullman and it's Washington State, what's going to pull more? In Chicago, I don't honestly know the answer to that question. I truly do not. If it's San Diego State, if it's, the Aztecs and Beavs at Reeser, I'm going to guess Charles in Charge is going to pull more on WGN TV than a football game. That are two teams that you're not interested in. Now, if you are in Seattle, if you are in Portland, if you are in, Davis, if you're in Sacramento, San Diego, is Los Angeles, is the CW in Los Angeles, KTLA TV, are they going to take San Diego State and Washington State? I would guess they would. Is that better than a rerun of Andy Griffith? It probably is. But that's one of the only markets where it probably is better than a rerun.
Which is why you should do a regional deal.
Yeah, exactly right. I agree with that 100%.
It also bothers me that the reporting instantly goes to this grandiose situation. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the idea of, hey, let's pump this up to be something that in my opinion is, I just don't see how it is a national deal. That doesn't make sense for anybody. I understand if you wanted a national opportunity, like maybe streaming would have been better for you. Like, would it be possible to get on ESPN Plus for all your games? Would it be possible to, that's what I'm trying to understand. So the CW feels like the option of, hey, to your point, hey, we had conversations with the CW when we were a full-blown conference. Let's go back to them. This feels like the easy button just to get some carriage.
It's a 2-year thing, man.
Yeah.
That is, and I don't know if their deal is 2 years. This is a 2-year problem for the Pac-12. Because, again, I think you are going to have significant realignment within the next 2 years. Who knows what's going to happen with the ACC? Things are going to change. So this is a Band-Aid. You had to have a solution. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like the win that you got with the $65 million agreement you made with the exiting 10 members, unequivocally a win, as I said yesterday. This deal with the CW is not unequivocally a win. I think this puts you regionally into a really good position. But you would have been better off, in my opinion, with a CBS Sports Network. You would have been better off with even Scripps Sports, who's got some really good markets on your map.
Yeah.
You would have been much better off. I think this is a deal that puts you in a position to broadcast your games within the footprint that you currently have, which is the Mountain West. And if that's what this is, that's what you had to do. Because ultimately the question is the Pac-12 a long-term brand? And right now, these are the kind of deals that make me question Kirk Schultz. These are the kind of deals where I'm like, dude, is this what's best for the health of the Pac-2? And I don't know that this is what's best for the health of them. It better be good money. It better be good money.
Yeah.
That's all
If
I
it's
can
good
say.
money, I kind of understand it.
That's it. And what is good money? It'd be great if it was a $40 million deal a year. That'd be great. I can't believe for two teams on with a regional footprint that you're getting more than $10 million a team. If you got $20 million, I'd be jumping up and down and just absolutely celebrating.
Yeah.
If you get 10 million a team, I would have to know the number to be excited about it. All right, let's get your comments in here on the show. As always, brought to you by our good friends at Prize Picks, prizepicks.com. Told you when the show started, Austin Reeves, my guy, came through last night. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I cannot wait. An hour from now, when we're talking NBA, I am going to be just unconsolable. I'm warning you right now. I am here for it today. I will fight you on the Lakers today. I will.
I'll drop that motherfucker.
Use the promo code Monty. Download the Prize Picks app. Get 100% deposit matching.
After the street closed Davis.
Up to $100. Played 52 minutes last night. This whole thing that Anthony Davis is injury prone, now he's probably going to come out and pull a labia tomorrow, but that's fine. But right now, this whole thing that he doesn't stay healthy, that's a thing of the past because this dude played 52 minutes last night. 52 minutes of greatness. And again, I just ask, where are all the Josh Giddey supporters? It's probably nap time for you kids. Austin Reeves had a 30-point triple-double last night.
Excuse me. It's a 30-piece nugget.
Thank you. My guy Chet Holmgren last night. Carried the mail, won your boy some money. Just saying. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com. Download the app. You won't be able to beat me in Prize Picks. That shouldn't stop you because my dominance is unparalleled and unmatched. I think we all recognize that.
It is if I say it is.
I live in this altered reality that is not realistic, but
it's ridiculous.
Use the promo code Monty. Who's first one in this morning?
You already know who it is.
It's going to be Lil Jizzy. Yeah. No, OG Gary.
Oh,
OG Gary.
Oh, okay.
Lil Jizzy is slipping in his jizzy.
Dude, Gary got you today, bro.
Mike Smith, back from the doctor's office. Hope you're well, sir. Hit the like button. Force goes Fabio. Hail Monty. Hi, Jake. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Hail Monty. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jake. Exactly. OG Gary. I just don't think Monty knows that Oak State and Georgia are the same thing. Why?
Dude.
Why start picking on the Okie State, Okie Light fans?
Oh, Monty.
It's very early for that.
It's very early, man.
Dakota Tubbs, the legend of Bishop Sycamore. What a squad.
Yeah.
Chad Carter, good morning. Firing someone toxic today, couldn't be happier. Okay. That sounds like a good day at the office. Big Daddy Magic. Victor's in town tonight. Our beloved Victor.
Stay hard.
Is in a boot. Do you have a Victor poster on your ceiling?
Victor's the way.
Don't worry. My girlfriend is taking me to get him a get well package. I got a get well package. The cock. The eyes of the NBA are on Utah to see the GOAT. I'll tell you one thing. When he arrived at the hotel at 1:19, you were there. Did you guys cuddle? Did you and Victor cuddle? The bus driver was 4 minutes late. There was a crowd of people. Victor has a following like Drake from they follow him. Hey, man.
Yeah, bro.
Mike Smith clarifies he has a following, but Victor also has herpes. Stay away.
Damn.
That's right, T.
Victor has herpes. Oh, look, it's Wasikowski.
Here we go.
Yesterday just sounded like a glee fest about Duke being kidnapped by a trucker daddy. Okay. As always, pretty average to see you. Big Daddy Magic, he got in at 1:19 a.m. 4 minutes late, stupid bus driver. I'm with you, man. Rick Forster, Houston's going to pound Duke.
Yeah, Duke is Duke.
When you say pound, can you extrapolate that?
Biggest kick in the balls you'll ever get.
What is like? No. Mike Smith, don't believe it, Eric. The Duke thing is a false flag operation from the deep state. That's what I'm saying.
That's what it was.
4 more years.
Got it.
Right? We're all billionaires, even though we're not.
Infowars.com.
Did you see my IPO? Did you guys see the Truth Social IPO? I love all the Wasikowskis out there like, this is going to bail him out. He's got $16 billion.
Who are you? The Pac-2 homers?
Just so you know, that's not liquidity. Let's go. Rick Forster, good morning, big boy. Okay, there we go again. Okay, now I'm fat again.
Apparently.
Which is fine. Northeast Ohio State Boise fan. I'm not a religious person at all, but my wife needs your prayers. Oh, no. Diagnosed with breast cancer yesterday.
Wow, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Best of luck there. Mike Smith, best wishes for a speedy recovery. Rick Forster, playing for Houston is like joining the Marines. It's not for everyone. You know.
Yeah.
You know, Force Ghost Fabio. Monty must have won at Prize Picks if he's leading with the NBA. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's 7 of my last 10, 4 of my last 5. Chaboy is hot. You know, Big Daddy Magic. Monty, you should come down at 3:00 and give a speech to the beloved who have gathered to come and see Victor.
I don't really get it.
No. Actually, no, I don't think so. Dakota Tubbs, I'm in the city of Baltimore. I had a bridge collapse. Should I call the advocates? Probably.
Dude, the conspiracy theories on that situation are gnar.
Oh, God. Northeast Ohio Boise State fan. Last night was more proof the Lakers are better without baby Bron. Stop. That's such...
Reeves has one good night, and all of a sudden they're better without LeBron.
I just don't... I please. Yes, Scott of Greywater, watch Jalen Green. Stud.
Dude can fly.
Stud. Boise fan says LeBron isn't hurt. He's faking the injury. LeBron is the most overrated or over-coddled athlete in pro sports history.
Was it that he left the Cavs? Is that why you hate LeBron? Or
why? So when you say coddled, are you saying that LeBron sits out an inordinate amount of games? That's what you're saying.
That's not an argument you want to make, my guy.
That's what you're saying. So let me get this right. You're talking about a league where, no, I'm not going to, no, I'm not even going to do it. OG Salty says, giddy up. Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Any questions?
Josh Giddey might be the most average. He is just a non-factor for that team.
He's just a guy.
He is a non-factor for that team. Like, you look, they're playing in a shootout with New Orleans last night with not so fat Zion. Josh Giddey has a game. He actually showed up and had a game, and there wasn't a single Josh Giddey highlight in that package. Who did we see? Jalen Williams? Yes, we saw his highlights. Chet Holmgren? Yeah, we saw his highlights, and he only had 16. Josh Giddey's an afterthought on that team, and it's largely because he's just an average-ass player. That's what Josh Giddey is. He averages 12 points a game. That's it. He's not a significant part of that team, and he'll pop off like 25 points last night, but 5 points against the Jazz, 10 points against Toronto, 13. He's an average-ass player, and I love the fact that every single night, Austin Reeves is a critical part of the success and the failure of the LA Lakers. They largely go as he goes.
And that's why he's still there. They've had opportunities to move him, and they haven't.
30-point triple-double last night in a game they had to win against Milwaukee. Had to win. I would remind you. That game was that in LA? That was at home, right, for the Lake?
Yeah, that was at home, right?
Oh, wait, that was on the road on national TV. I'm telling you, man. I love it. Dakota Tubbs, isn't that just the spring game, James? I can't tell the difference. James says, I thought The Oak State, Oregon State home series was good. I hope they do that again. Exactly right. Exactly right. Tanner Plummer, Josh Giddey isn't average. He's mid. Oh, excuse me. He's midi. Exactly.
There you go.
Right.
See what he did there? It's like Giddey and midi. And
Exactly right. How long will it take for the Jazz to end this losing streak, dude?
and this is my point. This is all I'm going to say. What's there to talk about? What's there to, like, honestly, when you look at this team, what am I even looking at? I'm looking at a team that isn't trying to win.
They don't defend.
They're just out here running up and down the floor, doing what they do.
29-43, 22 games back of Denver, who's currently on top of the Northwest. I don't even know what is there to even talk about.
What are we even supposed to say? I'd love to have a bunch of stuff to talk about with the Jazz. There's not a lot to talk about right now, honestly. Like, and I feel like we always wind up making it about this building situation and everything going on off the floor.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because there's nothing happening on the floor. Didn't you tell me the other day that one of the games coming up this week, the to sit lower bowl in that building is
$12.
like $12.
You can get a lower bowl, a premium seat at the Jazz game for $12.
So tell me again how this team is on the right track. How this team is just setting fire to it.
It's wild to me. It is wild to me that's wild to me. All right, Tanner Plummer. So the Pac-2 is just going to live. I think that's the question as we kind of are meandering back and forth between NBA and college football. But it's a very interesting conundrum that the Pac-12 has. Is a deal with the CW good? I guess, but it's necessary. You needed distribution for their home games, and I totally get that. Totally get that. If this is a national deal, I think that's a win for the Pac-2. If it's $20 million for each of them, that's a win for the Pac-2. There's just no doubt about that. You can't argue it.
Yeah.
Because if you get national level exposure on the CW, okay, great. You're at least giving yourself a chance to compete, which I guess is what the edict is.
Well, I think that you're just trying to survive too. Like, I think that
I agree.
You're in this place where you need the revenue, so you're gonna take a lesser deal just to say you have carriage. And I think that's potentially what it could be. It could also be the greatest deal we've ever seen. But typically, when I hear, hey, you're getting a national deal and you got the exposure and hoorah, the Pac-2 out of somebody who has incentive for the Pac-2 to do well, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, wow, they got a national deal. It doesn't make sense for anybody to do them nationally.
Yeah, I just don't see this being a huge deal.
Yeah.
I don't. Oak State James says Cowboys chase Beavers.
Dude, this is a family program. So
I don't know why you would roll in here and
I don't understand why we're talking about that type of activity.
Yeah. Rick Forster, I'd rather watch the Jeffersons.
Okay.
Okay, best 80s sitcom, go.
Don't ask me because I don't know.
That's right. Charles in Charge. Different Strokes.
Okay, again, this is a family show. Like, come on.
Different Strokes. Cheers. What about Cheers? Have you ever seen an episode of MASH?
Yeah, I've seen some episodes of MASH.
Cheers?
No.
You've never seen Cheers?
No. Oh.
He's never seen Cheers. Like, that's Family Ties. Have you ever seen Alex P. Keaton? You've never seen Family Ties?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Cheers, yes. Facts of Life. That was an 80s sitcom. Yes, Jeremiah Champion. Force Ghost Fabio says Married with Children. Shoot me now. It's not, never mind. Nope. Married with Children was amazing. It was. Gilligan. Did you say Gilligan's Island? Exactly. Alf. Cheers and Family Ties. Eric and Raleigh says you failed Jake as a father, Tim. I have. There's no question about it. OG Gary, Little House on the Prairie. Sorry. Quantum Leap. Was that 90s? That was probably 90s. You know. Mallory. Yes, Mallory was sneaky hot. Magnum PI. Yes. Not the 80s, but I Love Lucy is GOAT. Yes. Reruns of I Love Lucy. When's the last time you? Okay.
Stay hard.
A-Team. Everything else is just garbage. The A-Team. Remember the van? Oh my God. Miami Vice. Hell yes. That's not really a sitcom, but Miami Vice is one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. What?
Watch yourself.
Sonny and Crockett.
Watch yourself. Sonny and Crockett.
The white Ferrari.
Sonny and Crockett.
Yeah.
He just said Miami Vice. Oh, Sonny and Crockett. Like they're two different people. Prick. Knight Rider. Yes. Yeah, not really. Hogan's Heroes was like, wasn't that the 60s? Bewitched. Moonlighting. Yes, Moonlighting. Good. Out of This World? Never heard of Out of This World. Mork and Mindy? What about Mork and Mindy? Oh, Chips. Yes, Poncherello.
I've seen a couple episodes of Chips.
John and Baker. Like they're two different people. Eric, do you know who Eric Estrada is?
No.
Hill Street Blues. Yes. Mike Smith, Miami Vice, when Phil Collins would do a guest star role. Good stuff. Yeah, he was a weird dude. Remember he was a game show host? Yes, I remember. Giggity, Debbie Does Dallas. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That farm. Yeah, do you remember the farmer's market? They had great melons. Okay. LA Law. Yes. Fraggle Rock. I have never seen Fraggle Rock. Growing Pains. Yes, of course. This brings you back to your roots as like a good human, right? Like it's one of those. When I say your favorite kids TV show? Oh, Pee Wee Herman.
No, I never watched Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, you did.
No, actually, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Saved by the Bell. Holy shit, Saved by the Bell. Do you guys remember Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, you have to. Who's the Boss? I'm looking at a list of 80s sitcoms. You guys, Who's the Boss? Charles in Charge. Night Court. Oh my God.
Stay hard.
Night Court. Yes. Perfect Strangers. The Wonder Years. Oh my God. Do I say it? Do I say it? The Cosby Show.
Bro, stop.
Oh my God. There's so many good ones, you guys. Webster, 227, the Golden Girls. Oh my God. Tell me you did not forearm strength into the Golden Girls. Actually, I did. Murphy Brown.
Are any of these on the CW?
Seinfeld. Doogie Howser. You guys, there's so many good ones. Yes, Moonlighting. I don't know that one. First in DC Follies, never heard of it. Hey Dude, never heard of it.
It's
Gary
actually
Shandling.
dude.
Oh, dude. Punky Brewster. Coach. Oh my God, Coach. Oh my God. Craig T. Nelson. Oh, and yes, I'd have hit Murphy Brown. Hell yeah. Yeah, 80s sitcom. Nebraska football. Exactly right. Oh my God. Okay, I feel yes, music on MTV. Yes. See, it brings us all together. 80s TV, Highway to Heaven, yes. WKRP, the turkey episode, yes. Oh, a Marky Post. Yes, Marky Post. Yes, Marky Post. Oh, the White Shadow, Rick. White Shadow.
No.
See, Jake doesn't say shit because
I don't know about any of this, dude.
What about the Black Shadow? Why is it got to be a racial thing?
Apologize to that man.
He has no idea. Marky Post, though, you guys, holy cow. Marky, now I got to get it. Do you know who Marky Post is?
No, never heard of Marky Post.
You've never heard of Marky Post?
No.
I don't even. How is that?
How would I know who Marky Post is?
Dude, well, one, she was in Chicago PD. I think we need to get that right.
Yeah, but she was the crazy mom.
Yeah, but she was hot as you want the crazy mom.
I didn't get to see Marky Post in a bikini or anything, so
okay. Which
Okay, that's not bad. That's
which
not
I
bad.
understand.
I'm down with that.
You
That's
guys,
cool.
this
That's cool.
picture,
That's cool.
this picture of Marky Post I'm about to put up. You guys are going to is salivate the right word? As soon as as soon as I put this up here, I think you guys are your day is going to improve. I just want you to understand. Hide the wife and kids because Marky Post is on the show.
I mean,
and listen to me.
That's a good looking gal.
If you say no to Marky Post,
I'm sorry if you're offended by that.
you were somebody that watched Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, that's a good looking gal.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Marky Post. My God. My God. Amazing. Fresh Prince was 90s. No, yes, it was in the 90s. To me, a swing. Exactly right. Mike Smith. Meow. Indeed. All right. We should probably reset. Marky Post could defend me anytime. She was an attorney on.
Oh,
Night
got
Court.
it.
You've never seen.
No.
You've never seen. I can't believe you've never seen. No, how do you not? Never, not one time have you seen.
Literally not once.
Okay. Oh, Marky Post. Yeah, she did pass. That's true. Where did that comment go? Yes, Robert Fowler. Marky Post died way too soon. Lonnie Anderson was good. I agree with that. Does the Marky Post comment redeem me for the dumbest comment I made on Monday? Nothing will ever redeem me.
Okay. So we've made progress now, James. So now you do admit that it was the dumbest comment we've ever had on this show.
Yes. The worst comment ever. CME, Three's Company, Suzanne Summers. Hello. Yeah, I'm telling you, 80s TV, there was some sex happening on 80s TV. And it was amazing. Yeah, Frasier was good. Let's see. Jake, do not look like Perwee, haha, maybe his cooler cousin. I think Pee Wee Herman was before your time too.
He was all the dude. I wasn't even boiling in the bag when half of this stuff
But
was on TV.
what did you watch as a kid?
Dude, I did not have the joy of watching,
SpongeBob?
No, I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob.
What did you watch?
Blue's
Clues, bro.
Yeah, like that is what I was subjected to, literally. Yeah.
You don't
I'm
remember?
not kidding. I'm being serious.
If I said name your favorite TV show as a kid.
As a kid, I was definitely a Power Rangers guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Power Rangers is legit. Are we talking about like cartoons?
Yeah, like as a kid, I was Power Rangers was my jam.
Mine was always the Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
So Tom and Jerry or
Love
Roadrunner.
Tom and Jerry.
Roadrunner was amazing.
Yeah. That's the stuff that I grew up on. I didn't really.
Who remembers Polecat? So gas. It was, Jeremiah Champion, Red Ranger for life.
Yeah, dude.
What color were you?
Red.
I was blue.
No, I was red.
Like my balls.
Yeah.
How did we get here, you guys? Favorite cartoon as a kid?
Yeah, I definitely was a Thomas the Train kid.
Thomas
sure.
the Tank.
Definitely.
Thomas the Tank.
Dude, it was.
How do you get that
the
wrong?
Train, dude.
Thomas the Tank.
Okay, well, you call it the Tank. We called it the Train.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we called it Thomas the Train as a kid.
OG Gary says Fresh Prince, Keenan and Kel, Scooby Doo. Those damn kids.
Scooby Doo, yeah.
If it hadn't been for those damn kids. Tom and Jerry, Fantastic Four, Dexter's Laboratory.
So that explains it.
Johnny Bravo, yes. Barney, yeah.
Yeah.
Pink Ranger had it going on.
Mr. Rogers. I watched a lot of Mr. Rogers as a kid. I did. What?
Okay.
What's wrong with that? What? Please make the joke.
It's
Please.
fine. No,
Please.
It explains the way you dress.
Well,
You know, I don't remember Dexter's Lab. I don't remember Dexter's Lab. Blue's Clues era, Power Rangers, Transformers. I loved Transformers when I was a kid.
yeah.
I remember that. My favorite cartoon show was Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. Now, this is a very good point by Big Daddy Magic, who finally made a comment that didn't involve Victor Wembanyama. WWF, because it used to be WWF before Vince McMahon was sex trafficking, allegedly. WWF, Tito Santana, the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and the Iron Claw. That was the Macho Man, oh yeah. That was wrestling.
Yeah. Wrestling.
That was wrestling. Like, I've told this story on the show. Me and my brother used to watch WWF. He jumped off of a radiator and broke my collarbone. Totally remember it. Like, it was amazing. Yes, amazing. Caleb, the Unicorn Trilogy was all gas in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Oh my God. He-Man. Hell yes. Yes, absolutely. G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. Yes, it is. The Cobra Commander. Oh my God. So good. Actually, WWF was forced to change their name because of the World Wildlife. Yeah, that's correct. Very correct. DuckTales. You were a Darkwing Duck guy.
A Darkwing Duck
You
guy.
were a Darkwing Duck guy. There's no doubt about it. If you're a millennial, I highly suggest you go back and watch a lot of cartoons we watched when we were kids. The amount of sexual innuendo that was allowed is amazing. Dude, do you understand the pervosity of cartoons in the 80s? You don't.
Tom and Jerry was
Dude, there was all kinds of sex happening and you didn't even realize it. I'm telling you. You didn't even yes, yeah. Thundercat. Yes. Nah, Mighty Ducks. I don't think so. John DeLon, Tila from He-Man or Marky Post? Marky Post. All day. Moth Prof, hello. Good morning to you. Cobra. Is there anything better than G.I. Joe was where it was at? Man, kids, TV in the 80s was so, everything changed. We were having this conversation in our Monty Show members only group. Hit the join button after you hit the like button. We were talking about, like, what's our country ever amazing? Do we romanticize our childhoods?
Yeah, we do, because we remember certain things.
Yeah,
and off of those few certain things, we try to build a story.
Not having a cell phone or social media, those were the days. Yeah. Those were the days. There's no doubt about that. Those were the days. Yes, the more you know. Remember School of Rock?
Yes.
You guys remember School of Rock, the cartoon?
I grew up on that in school, in elementary school.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Absolutely. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
And Inspector Gadget. Eric and Raleigh, we romanticize our childhoods because we had no responsibilities. Yep. None. Zero. We had no responsibilities as kids.
As I always say, you didn't know what the IRS was.
And you didn't have to worry about your tax return. Do you guys understand how little perspective we had as kids and how little we have as adults? Like, one of the things I'm so thankful for is that as a kid, I was able to, until probably 6th or 7th grade, keep my innocence. I was able to keep my innocence, man. And I think it's what we need to do as parents. We need to keep our kids free, and we need to keep them away from the liabilities that adulthood brings. And I think when you get to 7th, 8th grade, and really now it's 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and you're on the verge of, being sexual, and you're already watching porn probably, and we need to, right? Because that's when you change.
Yeah.
When you have your sexual awakening, especially us as men, that's when you change.
Yeah.
Right? When everything becomes about, would you, yes or no?
Macaque.
Right? Like, that's when everything becomes about your.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when things change.
It's true.
Hiscock.
Oh, yeah. Speed racer. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I'm just it's just one of those things where you change and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You change and you don't even realize it. The Monty Show presented by our good friends at Big O Tires and American Fork. Big O Tires and American Fork, your complete car care experts.
Hi, my name is Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork. We're sponsoring Jake Retzlaff right now with the interview at the Monty Show. Filters, struts, shocks, brakes, lifts. You need to replace your motor, transmission, anything you need in your car, we do here at Big O Tires and American Fork. We offer 12 months no interest financing, and we make sure you get taken care of. Whether you're a BYU fan or not, we will take care of you. If you have any questions, once again, my name is Ryan. Give me a call at 801-756-6000. We'll give you all your quotes and needs. We can do it over the phone, and we do price match guarantees, so give us a call and let us earn your business.
Ryan at Big O Tires presents Jake Retzlaff on the Monty Show every Thursday morning at 7:30. All right, let's kick off hour number 2 talking about this Pat McAfee thing yesterday. So there is a big divide. I know this is shocking. There's a big divide in this country among sports fans who saw the Pat McAfee show, and one of the characters on the Pat McAfee show, and I think that's a derogatory term, by the way, character. One of the characters on the, but I think that's why he's being called a character. Boston Connor did a skit where they made fun of an Asian basketball player at Nebraska losing in the NCAA tournament. And the joke was that he committed ritual suicide like the Shogun used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a whole planned skit. He was dressed up as like a construction worker, and it played on some really racist storylines. And people were pretty upset about it. Now, of course, if you're on the one side of the line, you thought it was hysterical, which is a very small pool of people. There were a lot of people upset about it. Are we, because I think it is absolutely unacceptable to do what they did. You made fun of somebody because he was Asian and then joked about committing suicide.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that. I truly do not. Are we making too much of it?
I mean, look, I don't know that we're making too much of it. I think that it's a conversation, though. And again, this was my main point to Pat when you joined ESPN. You can't do things like this when you're on ESPN, man. And I think that the whole situation, is more troubling because you all remember. So he's on ESPN for 2 hours, then he does his show on YouTube for the last hour. And I think this dynamic at play for Pat is why they struggle with stuff like this. They, on one portion of the show, have to be professional and have to play by a certain set of rules. And then on the other part of the show, they don't. And so they think it's okay to do this type of stuff. And what I'm saying is, no matter if you're on ESPN or not, and you're affiliated with ESPN, you can't do this type of thing. So are we making too much of it? I don't think we're making too much of it. If I said to you, hey, yeah, tomorrow on the Monty program, yeah, we're going to roll out a skit about some, a story with an athlete in the tournament, and it's got some racial undertones to it. And, yeah, there would probably be some people who were upset about that. And that's what shocks me so much. Like, it's one thing to have a shtick, if you will. It's one thing to have fun with it and like joke around and just sort of have that brand on your show. It's another thing to plan it and execute it. And I hate to say it, but to be premeditated with it, to know what you're doing and still do it and think it's okay. And that's what bothers me. And it goes right up the same alley as any of the other stuff he's done lately, whether it's calling people out at ESPN, being a troublemaker, like trying to play the victim card, like all this stuff with Pat. At some point, you are going to run out of leash. You're going to run out of runway, man. And hey, the luxury for Pat is that he's doing 40,000 views a live stream, right? Like he's able, and it's more than that, actually. He's a lot of times concurrently got 35 either way, but it just bothers me that the alleged face of sports talk, the guy who's supposed to be leading the way, thinks that doing things like this is okay, because it's not okay.
It's not okay. And you know, I hesitate to bring up you know, Kisei Tomonaga's name, but that's the basketball player at Nebraska. And they joked about it. And I this is a problem for ESPN. And I think it's a problem that continues to grow. And I don't know how you fix it. And I think, Pat, as I've told you, I'm a huge fan of the Pat McAfee show. I love it for sports talk, and I hate it for this stuff. I understand you're trying to be funny. I understand it's a slow news cycle this week. I get that. But you cannot joke about people's race, and you cannot joke about suicide.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you write a skit like that, because it was a skit. There was costume, it was a pre-planned skit.
Yeah.
How do you write a pre-planned skit that's based in racism and suicide and be like, yeah, I think this is funny. Let's do it live on ESPN. That I don't think is funny. And I don't know that you can do that. And I understand that he's not under contract with ESPN. They simply have a licensing deal with him, as we've talked about on the show many times.
Yeah.
But it is shocking to me that Pat put himself in this position again. I just don't know. I don't know how you make this right. I truly do not.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and there are limitations. You know, I think that you can, you know, like the limits, the line is, hey, you can mock someone, you can poke fun at someone, you can, I mean, there are a lot of things you can do, but I really do believe that like when you do a show, right? Just generally speaking, for anybody that does a show, you ask anybody, I don't care if it's a low-end podcast, a show on ESPN, whatever the case may be. If you do spoken word, you know for a fact that there are certain things you can't do. And anything involving racism is something you can't do.
And in our current climate, you cannot do suicide.
Totally agree. Completely agree.
Can't do it. Dakota Tubbs, I know I'm going to get killed for this comment, but it's comedy. Either all of it's okay or none of it. That's completely
I just
false.
Disagree.
That's completely false.
I just disagree. Why would you say that? Why would you say it's an all or nothing proposition, dude?
Why do we not make fun about white guys being white guys? And why are we making fun of this guy? Well, you're making fun of him because he's Asian. And you thought it would be funny to talk about ritualistic suicide in Asian culture. And that this guy committed suicide because Nebraska got knocked out of the NCAA tournament. And you think all comedy or no comedy. That's
by the way,
ridiculous.
By the way, if you want to call that comedy, it's got no place on ESPN.
No, it does not.
Last time I checked, wasn't a comedy platform.
No, it does not. And of course, OG Salty says you allowed Aaron Wilson to do a skit insulting an Aussie. Yes, he insulted you. Please. And then you say, you guys joke about Josh Giddey, who was cleared of all charges. In no way, shape, or form was he cleared of all charges.
He was never cleared of all charges.
In no way, shape, or form was he cleared. But always average to see you, dude. McAfee is trying to be 2020 Howard Stern.
But what's the difference?
I don't know.
What is the difference?
I don't know if that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to do that or not. But what you're trying to do with this comment, Eric, is you're trying to find an example of someone who does this type of stuff. What's the difference? Oh, that's right. The difference is that SiriusXM is a paid subscription.
And that's who Howard is.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Like you don't go to Howard for hardcore sports talk. You go to him for blue comedy. You go to him for off-color comedy, right? You go to him to be entertained. I listen to Howard on a weekly basis. Now I'm not in my car almost ever anymore when he's on. But I listen to his reruns, and I listen to it when I need to turn my mind off and just laugh at stuff. I listen to Pat McAfee for sports. I listen to Pat McAfee to be entertained. This was not entertaining, in my opinion. It was racist.
And why do we try to justify this stuff? Why is our reaction, not that that's what you're doing, Eric, but like whether it's Dakota or anybody else, why are we trying to justify this type of behavior? Why is it uncouth to say, hey, this is too far? Yeah, you can do comedy stuff. You can have fun with it. But mocking a kid right? Someone who's in college
Suggesting that he committed suicide
is wild.
In today's day and age, and the things that our young people struggle with. Come on. Dakota says, didn't see the skip, but if it was that elaborate, then that isn't okay. Off the cuff comments are a different story than a whole skip, but you can't make an off the cuff comment about a guy being Asian and committing ritualistic suicide like the Shogun used to, because he's Asian, and it's
not okay.
You talking about somebody, and this is what I always say about guys who comment about a woman's appearance. This is what I say about guys who comment about women at the gym, or, hey, you just don't do that. And you don't do it on ESPN.
And what it tells me is they're not putting effort into developing a conversation. They're not doing, and this is what I've always said about Pat, and we've always gotten in arguments about this in the comments section. Pat is not a clean, polished professional at what he does. He is someone who played football, who has a following, who's doing a show. And that's a difference.
It'd be different if he was a comedian. If Pat's whole job, and the funny thing is, notice Pat didn't do this skit. Boston Connor did it. One of his characters did it. You're not a comedian. You are, whether you want to be or not, you're the face of sports talk in this country. So doing a skit where we use tropes and we use, anti-Asian rhetoric to talk about an Asian basketball player, and then we talk about him committing suicide, it's not funny. It's not. If you were Eddie Murphy in the 80s, if you were Dave Chappelle in the 2000s, if you were Ricky Gervais, maybe you could get away with that. But you're Pat McAfee. And I don't know how you don't know better. And I imagine the people at ESPN are, if Reese Davis did this, if anybody, if Stephen A. Smith, if Scott Van Pelt did a skit like this, how would that go over? He'd probably be fired.
Yeah.
I don't get this whole thing. I really don't. OG Salty says, you guys are hypocrites. All right. Well, good. See you later then, dude. Be well. Political correctness is killing this country. Political correctness is basic decency.
Yeah. Like,
Eric and Raleigh says Pat McAfee's the lowest hanging fruit guy. On a lot of occasions, he is. I would agree with that. OG Gary, some people like dark humor and some don't. I don't think it's humorous. That's the problem. I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just being too serious, guy. I don't believe it. With the violence in this country we've seen against the Asian community, do we really think this is appropriate? With the issues that we have with suicide in this country, do we think this is appropriate? With the issues that we have with race in this country, do we think this is appropriate? That's where I struggle with it. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's comedy.
Yeah.
I really do not. And I know that it is one of those things where people want to, say it's okay. And
yeah.
I just don't
know why. Like, there's so many things under the sun that you can joke about. Like, what shocks me is that, again, it would be, so I agree with the sentiment that, hey, off the cuff versus like planned skit are two different situations. But to me, both of them are pretty much just as bad. If you were to make an off the cuff racist comment about a college basketball player of Asian descent playing at Nebraska, that's awful. That's horrible. And you went a step further and did a whole skit. And so my point here is that I don't understand the decision making and saying, okay, yeah, we woke up, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, we woke up Tuesday, yesterday. Yeah, today seems like a good day to do a planned skit about a basketball player of Asian descent who lost in the tournament because, there's nothing to talk about and we don't really feel like working hard today.
Yeah, let's make fun of him being Asian and committing suicide.
That's
nothing
what
wrong
it
with that.
Screams to me as someone who does a show. You are not trying to create conversations. You are trying to pass the time. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're too lazy to say, okay, cool. What do we got today? Like for the show today, there wasn't some clean cut thing to talk about. Like there's a million things that we could come up with, but but we're trying to create provocative conversation. And these guys are out here on the biggest platform thinking it's okay to do stuff like this, which tells me, once again, what I always say about Pat McAfee. Number one, you're unprofessional. Number two, you don't appreciate the position you're in. It's that simple. And ESPN made a mistake with you, in my opinion.
I think it is tough to make the argument. And I think guys that are as talented as Pat are, you're always going to have a certain set of personality. You're always going to have dynamics. You're always going to have, they're a handful. Guys like Pat McAfee are a handful. And to be as successful as he's been at just about everything he's tried to do, whether that's football, TV, sports talk, whatever it is he's tried to do, Pat's been wildly successful. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
You have to be wired a little differently. But you also have to have somebody say no to you. And it just strikes me that Pat McAfee doesn't have a no guy.
And you've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah. And I am in a place now, like the list has just gotten too long now. This is a mistake. Having Pat on ESPN is a mistake. And the thing, if I could talk to Pat McAfee directly, the conversation I would have with him is, at what point do you create opportunities for yourself? Because Pat has always performed and created opportunities for himself. Nobody's done it for him. Pat has outworked everybody and performed and created opportunities. But at what point after you create that opportunity are you going to stop torpedoing yourself? At what point will you stop? Like, you've got this great platform and this great audience. And now I feel like Pat just continues to undercut it and torpedo it and self-sabotage it.
Yeah.
Like this, did you guys see this Huberman Lab story?
Oh, man, dude.
Andrew Huberman, who I listen to on a pretty regular basis. The main thing I use is Saturday when you were getting your haircut. I came home and I laid on the floor in my basement and laid in the dark and just had a quiet mind doing breathing techniques with Huberman. And they work great. Well, now New York Magazine put out a story about Huberman where it turns out he's a complete shitbag. And if you haven't read it, you should go read it. And I think it's this rationalization that because of social media, and Pat McAfee is in this exact spot, and I think Huberman's in this. I think Donald Trump's in this exact spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think anybody that is of prominence in this country is in this exact spot. There is an image of who you are on social media and on YouTube and on all these platforms, and then there's the reality of who you are.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like,
and it's almost like the reality of who you are eventually comes out. Like, at some point it will like, it's shocking. That Huberman situation is shocking. I would have never taken Huberman to be the kind of guy that article portrays him to be. And I guess that's only because I don't, what it comes down to is I don't know him as a dude. Obviously I don't know you as a person. I know you as this guy that, you know, shares a lot of, frankly, amazing techniques and information on the human body, on the mind, like things that you can do to help yourself. That's what I knew him as.
Yeah. I'm amazed by it. I'm amazed by it.
So then here we are, and we're working on this project we're working on yesterday, and you roll out with, dude, did you see the Huberman article? I'm like, no, dude, what happened? And it's like all this stuff about how this dude's treating people. And it's like, wow, like, dude, like, and I literally said, I think you remember, is there no longer anybody in the world who does this thing and has this personality on whatever their platform is, but then is also a good person in real life? Because I feel like we're running out of those people. I don't really hear about like, you know, these huge names. Literally try to think of a name of someone that you know of prominence who you're like, yeah, this is actually like a really good person. They're not out here like, you know, doing heinous things to other humans or whatever the case may be.
And here's a shocker. Eric Wasikowski got himself put in timeout. So I don't know. I don't know what you said. And Wasikowski, I don't know if they kick you off the show or not. This is your last timeout. You
Well,
get
I'm
one
sure-
more shot before YouTube, because YouTube tells me it's your last shot, bro. So I don't know what you said or what word you used, but I would be careful with that.
Yeah.
McAfee is very good on WWE as well. He is.
Yeah.
That
It's not a talent
question
issue,
of talent.
Yeah.
It's not a question of entertainment. It is, I think, for Pat at ESPN, Pat wants the platform and the reach. He doesn't want to conform to ESPN. And I think he thought he'd be able to just keep doing whatever it is they do. And I can't believe he didn't think that there would be some pushback.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be pushback.
Always, dude.
Always. John DeLon, I've said it since the first time I saw him on YouTube. Pat is an edgelord. And the problem with being an edgelord is you have to constantly outdo yourself or you get stale. He likes doing that.
Yeah.
He likes doing that. There's no question
But you know
about
what the
that.
problem is, dude? Like, when Pat just does sports, and specifically when he does football, it's an entertaining product. It's something that you can really listen to for a long time. Like, Pat's one of those shows where you can turn it on when they're talking football and you can listen to it for like 45 minutes at a time. And that's the thing. That's what upsets me so much. It's like, dude, like you have such an opportunity to, and I'm not saying just to stick with sports. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have such an opportunity within the sports realm to be entertaining. Yet you go and do these just off the reservation things.
It's wild.
That are just totally unnecessary.
It is wild.
You know?
And it's I just think it's another example of the boil is coming.
Yeah.
The boil is coming. And it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is really, really unfortunate. In a lot of cases, in order to reach prominence, you have to be a bad person. Is that true? Is that true?
I mean, I don't know about being a bad person, but I do think that you have to do questionable things. Yeah. I think, again, look around the news cycle right now. Look at all the questionable things that have been done by people who, you know.
But I think the other part of this is we're never self-effacing. We're never going to say, I made this mistake. It's very rare that you see somebody say, hey, I whether it's this, like this Huberman story will be interesting. Like, does he get canceled over that? I hope not. Is he a good person? I would think not when you date I guess it was 6 women or something.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, does he address it?
I don't know.
Is that in the plans?
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Shooter, Texas. Pat was really fun and entertaining when he first arrived at game day, but that's a very low bar to make game day better. It is. And I think he made game day better. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think he made mistakes with Washington State and some of the things he said. But
like with those type of mistakes, okay, I don't love those, but at least that's within sports, right? Like, hey, we're not talking about racism there. We're not talking about, sexism. We're not talking about awful things like that. That's just him being kind of a jerk about Washington State.
Yeah, totally agree. OG Gary or Dakota Tubbs, OG, if you don't enjoy the content, why do you stay? Don't feed the bear. Like the problem with a guy like OG Salty is it's never enough.
Yeah.
It's never enough.
Yeah.
It is. This is a show where when you have an opinion, rightly or wrongly, people are going to agree and disagree with you. It doesn't matter. You're free to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Nobody's a victim on the show.
No.
Nobody's been attacked. Nobody's like, it's just not what's happened.
And OG Salty's a guy who just wants he used to be in our members only group. He got kicked out by vote. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Then he threatened to sue us because, this guy, oh my God.
Aaron Wilson
made a skit. And Aaron Wilson told me directly, I love that guy. It's really upsetting that he thinks that I was making fun of him.
Yeah.
Like, what you don't understand is that Aaron Wilson really likes you.
Yeah, it was a tip of the cap to you, dude.
Aaron Wilson actually really likes you and liked interacting with you. And you blew him up for it. And that's your biggest issue, is you have no perspective. So that's why I don't read your comments. And OG Salty, here's my promise to you. I'm never going to read another comment. This show sucks so bad, and you're so upset, and I'm never going to read another comment. Ever. I will never, ever read another comment of yours on the show. There's my promise to you. We're such assholes and I'm such a bad guy. And what did you say earlier? We're hypocrites. Okay, great. Never going to interact with you again. There you go.
Don't want to trouble you, bro.
Yeah. Don't want to put you in that position. My God.
Yeah.
How could anybody want to be in the position where people who watched the show actually liked you and then you blew them up for liking you and you threaten to sue people and go about your life, dude? There's 1,000 other shows that talk about Josh Giddey. Go find them. Go find them. Because the thing that is great is this: you don't have to be here. And I say this every once or twice a year when guys like OG Salty show up. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here.
Yeah. It
is a free country. This show we're nothing special. We're just two guys that sit around and talk sports every day. That's it.
Yeah.
We don't have some huge audience or platform. We just do what we do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everybody who's here. But when you come in and you try to start talking about, you try to start insulting and you try to start attacking people, and that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's not the energy of the show. And you've never been able to figure that out. You've never been able to figure that out. LOL, no. You are allowed to say your opinion, but we are allowed to tell you how dumb that opinion is. Welcome to America. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
exactly
I think we get
right.
confused on that, right? I mean, again, like, just generally speaking, not even to do with, certain individuals here. Like, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but that's the point of doing a show. Like with Oak State James, right? The Georgia Oklahoma State thing. How fun was that? Like, I know for a fact that James had fun with that because he's still joking about it.
We all have fun with it.
And so it's this whole thing where like even back in the day with Tanner and the Super Soaker stuff. Okay, cool. Like, we had fun
Tanner,
with that.
I've talked to Tanner about that. Do you not understand that your character's on the show?
Yeah, like you have such a presence on the show that people joke with you about it.
Do you not get that? And again, OG Salty has never understood this. Other listeners did a skit about you in their own time, their free time.
Yeah, took time out of their day
to make a skit in respect to you. And you got so pissed off, you threatened people, and you threatened to sue people because they took time to make a skit about you
and said not a negative thing about you. Like, literally.
I've never understood it. Like Dakota Tubbs Dakota Tubbs with his Pootie thing, or Eric Wasikowski with his Michigan thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sammy, your character's on the show.
Duck season.
Your character's on the show.
Driftwood back in the day.
Your character's on the show.
Grow cock.
You have a place on the show and you just can't handle it.
Yeah.
You just can't handle it.
And it's unfortunate, dude.
It's not personal. I've never met 90% of you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've never met 90% of you.
Never met OG Salty.
It's not
never met anybody.
Personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal. Nobody likes or dislikes you. It's not personal. We've never met. How can you dislike me? How can I dislike you? Yet you send me terrible DMs.
Yeah.
And you threaten people in the like, get out of here. Like, go watch a show that you like. Go watch a show that you like. Eric and Raleigh, this is OG Salty in the morning. This is exactly right. This isn't OG Salty in the morning. This is Monty in the morning. Correct. Get another name all you want. Still don't mean you're good at being a troll. Bro, what are you, 16? That's what I'm saying. Like, just relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Just have fun with it, bro.
Don't be always pissed off. Right? Like, and the best part about the comment section is we have a really good community built up. And you've managed to put yourself in a position where you can no longer be part of that community. Let that sink in. A bunch of dudes that sit around every morning and just talk about life and sports. And we talk about fast
TV
food.
shows.
80s TV shows. Marky Post being hot. And you can't figure out how to not be an asshole. So you can't be part of that. Let that, like Wasikowski, I love you, dude. But yeah. YouTube is telling me you're on your last legs here. Like, you've said so much inflammatory shit that YouTube blocked you for, that YouTube is telling me You're going to get permanently banned if you say another whatever you said, because I don't get to see what you said because they delete your comment. So just relax, people. We're not like out here saving lives.
We're not curing cancer, bro.
We're just talking sports and life. That's it. That's it. And again, nobody here has ever told you, hey, we're like the best show. What does the best show mean? We just sit around and have fun. And if you like it, that's great. We appreciate you're here. That's it. OG Gary, that was funny. What did OG Gary say? OG Gary, a perfect example. Congrats, Salty. You lived long enough to become the villain. Yeah, you did. That's exactly right.
Is that not one of the best quotes of all time, though? Right?
Yeah.
Die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's exactly right.
It's so good, man.
Mike Smith, we can all get the red ass every so often, but every day is just tiring. It is.
Yeah.
There are passionate discussions. You guys make fun of me for having Monty rants. Right? Like that's what life is. That's what
Monty,
just have fun with
Monty,
it.
Oak State, our hot dogs are really good.
Fun with it. Have fun with it. That's it. OG senior at 6 doesn't okay. West Virginia Walrus, preach it, brother. It's just fun. Yeah, come on, be a grown man. Exactly. Salty Giggity says, Salty, been here since 1K sub, yet you still don't understand how the show works. And I love that. It's like, well, I've been here since you had 1,000 subs, and we appreciate that. How the fuck have you not figured it out yet?
Yeah.
How have you not figured it out that this is just a show of guys sitting around talk? Like, we might as well be in a bar. That's the best part about this show.
Yeah.
We're just sitting around talking about sports.
And I promise you, we don't get up at 4 a.m. every day to come in here to fight with somebody who's pissed off at the world.
Because if that's what we're going to do, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's not fun getting up at 4 o'clock every day.
No, it's not.
It's fun when we come in here and we laugh and we have a good time. But don't take yourself so seriously. God damn. Jeremiah Champion, yeah, they're making money. Are you? Like, so now it's a problem that we're making money? Don't pay us.
Yeah, don't be a member.
Do you really think we make enough money to make a living on this show? Are you out of your mind?
Honestly, dude.
Are you out of your mind? Have you not noticed? I know. How have you not noticed? We've completely changed the model on this show. You think I've been here since 1K, bro, and you haven't figured it out. Hey, please. Everyone wants to get emotional and defensive and then point fingers at everyone they are being the ass clown. Exactly right. I thought this was Locked On Uncle Monty. That's exactly right. Monty. Gumby fresh out.
Dude, Gumby, what's up, my guy?
Dude, miss you.
Gumby used to be a contender for #1 the first comment every single day in the afternoon.
Every single day. UW fan Jim, president of the Roma Dunze fan club.
See, perfect example here, Jim. Love you, Jim. Seriously, dude, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You took a ration of shit over that Adunze take, and here we are having a nice time. It's not difficult to understand.
This show is awesome, even if you don't watch Huskies. See? That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, Monty, do you even watch Huskies football, man?
That's funny. Dakota Tubbs, let alone making fun of him for being fat, old, and a Mormon.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Which, I guess I'm fat. I think I'm old. I'm definitely not a Mormon. Nobody's giving me a temple recommend anytime soon.
Yeah, bro.
Anytime soon. Cam Harrison, also here since we had 3 subscribers.
Yeah.
Salty must be a Ute fan, always angry. Must be.
That must be it.
Eric Wasikowski just comments, period.
Oh, well.
We've talked about and Eric,
dude, bro, we've talked about this.
YouTube. So, and I know that everybody who's been here since we had 1,000 subs knows this.
And we've talked about it before.
We don't block people on the show. It's bad for business. If we block you, that lowers our subscriber count.
Yeah, which we don't need.
But YouTube, if you do stuff like just comment like this, you'll get run. If you just we went through this with all the Beaver fans.
Yeah.
The Oregon State fans.
Oregon State fans, yeah.
And I said this then, and I'll say it now. I'm not going to go back and look through the blocks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to unblock you. If you just comment emojis and you just comment period, or you comment the same words all the time, you're going to get, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Giggity, J2H has taken a beating over the life of the show. Oh my God. Remember the days when you were a virgin?
Dude.
Like yesterday?
Yeah, dude.
I knew today would be shitty.
Cody Hansen, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are my morning sports news. Appreciate you, Cody. Thanks for being here. Salty, bro, if you're going to troll, at least do a better job. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what? I'm totally here for cancer cures, dang it. I disagree with a lot of stuff you guys say, but I'm here for the fun and the entertainment. Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. It's not about us being right or perfect. Like, it's a conversation.
Yeah, totally agree. And, Dakota Tubbs says the guy who's been kicked from the group 3 times. Like, so, no, I'm not. It's not worth it. Mike Smith, the most ironic thing ever said. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, real quick. I want to talk about free Harbaugh.
Yeah.
In the NFL draft.
Yeah. This is fascinating.
And then we have to get to fast food because the fast food story today is.
Yeah.
I like donuts, but not this much. Is JJ McCarthy a franchise level quarterback in the NFL? Because there are mock drafts now. And granted, those mock drafts are not Mel Kiper or Daniel Jeremiah, like the heavyweights.
Yeah.
But there are lots of NFL guys who have covered this league for a long time who think that free Harbaugh is going to move up to number 2 and be taken by the Washington Commanders. To which I say, you're out of your mind. If you look at the history, because I think we all agree, quarterbacks in the NFL draft, more often than not, they bust.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this Caleb Williams story where he's wearing lip gloss that lit the internet on fire.
Yeah.
Is Caleb Williams a risk? He is. But are you telling me taking free Harbaugh at number 2 is less of a risk than taking Caleb Williams at number 1?
Well, I think the conversation from that standpoint is people are worried. Like, based on everything I read about Caleb Williams, and this has always been a thing with him, right? I mean, it's not new, but I do think the concern around Caleb Williams' emotions is no longer just like, well, it's here or there. No, it's a real thing. It's palatable. People are concerned that this guy is going to be trouble off the field. And frankly,
are you?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. Yeah, I think that Caleb Williams is somebody who loves the game, passionate about the game, lives and dies on the game. And I love that about him. But I also think that Caleb Williams is a little bit different than a lot of guys, dude. He's not scared to do things. He's not scared to paint his nails or have a pink phone or do these different things. And I don't begrudge him for that. But what I am saying is that NFL executives are looking for reasons not to draft you. Like, be very clear. It's not why should we draft him? It's why should we not draft him? What is our exposure, as they call it? What is the downside risk to drafting Caleb Williams? And the downside risk is going to be he's an emotional wreck. He's been seen multiple times crying after the game on the field. Like, we all know the story. The problem is that when you go up and down the draft board here, the idea that JJ McCarthy is a franchise quarterback is troubling to me as well. Because again, and hey, maybe it was just that Blake Corum, America's favorite vacuum salesman, was just the best running back we've ever seen behind the best offensive line college football has ever seen. But I'm not going to sit here and say that this guy's a franchise level quarterback when he wasn't the reason they won. He can make the underneath throw. He can do certain things. But
isn't this the Dak Prescott conundrum? Look at the Dallas Cowboys. They are not going to offer Dak Prescott a contract. And likely he will play on a 1-year deal this coming season. And I just ask, at what level do we value quarterbacks in this league? Because if there's a better quarterback, more ready, able, and suited for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, and I think Jerry is somebody who, I don't pretend to understand how Jerry Jones thinks or evaluates his roster, because a lot of the things he does make absolutely no sense. But if you think that you're going to give Dak a 1-year deal and whatever the number is going to be, okay, great. but a 1-year deal, and you're going to sow doubt into this locker room, and you're going to have Deuce Vaughn at running back, and you're going to have an okay offensive line with one weapon, you're not going to be good.
It's amazing. I've said this 100 times on the show, Grum. It amazes me how many teams can't do quarterbacks. Look at the Bears.
Yeah.
Look at Myar and we, the beloved. You're not going to, I don't care who you draft in this current place. You're not going to, in all likelihood, develop and mature a quarterback into one of the top 5 QBs in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like who is shown that to be the case? Jay Cutler, as we've talked about much on this show, was talking to a friend of mine at one of the sports stations in Chicago yesterday. And I guess it was Monday, we were talking about that. Yeah, Jay Cutler's the best quarterback that the Bears have had in probably my lifetime.
Yeah.
I said Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
The Bears don't draft and develop quarterbacks. Well, I mean, the Washington Commanders have this long history of not drafting and developing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Is free Harbaugh the answer to that? If I'm Washington, I am absolutely taking Drake May, who's got his pro day today, by the way.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Drake is I feel like he's got Josh Allen written all over him. A guy who's got size, big arm, footwork's a little bit of a question. That's what people are going to be looking for at his pro day. What's his footwork like? Like, is he polished enough? How much of a project is he? But nobody's going to doubt his arm strength. Nobody's going to doubt his football IQ. He understands, seemingly what the defense is going to try to do to him. So I don't think people doubt his mentals or his ability. But what I think people doubt is, hey, is he a project because some of his mechanics are a little quirky? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I'm Washington, honestly, I would be more going towards Drake May because he is physically bigger. He can take the beating the NFL is going to lay on him. And all I got to do is get this guy with a quarterback coach who is competent and get reps under his belt.
I just look at what CJ Stroud did for the Texans, and I look at what the Texans did for CJ Stroud. They went all in and built this. Tua Tagovailoa in Miami.
Yes.
They went all in and built a system to cater to him.
And what did Tua do? Tua had the season he had to have when he had to have it. And he did that because, but think about the concussion piece. I think it's a really important thing for Tua. He had all those concussions 2 seasons ago, right? It was like, hey, he had to learn how to fall and he had to learn how to do this. What did he have this season? Didn't have really any concussions. He learned how to fall. He learned how to run that offense. Now they underachieved, I think, by most people's expectations. Most people felt like,
at the end of the day, I would agree with that.
Most people felt like, hey, this is a team that should absolutely, win in the first round, go to the second round. We'll see what it is. You never know what happens in the playoffs. But ultimately, I agree. They went in on Tua. They went in on CJ. The problem is, I don't think any of these guys in the draft this year are as good as CJ Stroud.
Look at Kansas City.
Yeah, another great example.
Going in on Patty, building a system around him. You look at the teams that achieve at the top of this league, and then there's Zach Wilson. And then there's every Bears quarterback.
Tell me free Harbaugh doesn't have Zach Wilson written all over him.
He does. But I look at Jaden Daniels. I mean, we're sitting here talking about a quarterback in Big Penix Energy who we're worried about his medical, even though he hasn't had medical issues in over a season. And he passed his medicals at the combine. And we're not talking about the fact that Jaden Daniels, who most people have as the number 2 prospect in this draft at quarterback, is undersized, even though he's put on weight, and has never in his entire college career shown the ability to take a hit and get up. When he takes those big hits that are inevitable, and he takes an inordinate amount of big hits, especially last year, and he's not the same quarterback for at least a series after that.
Yeah.
And we're questioning Michael Penix's medicals, but not Jaden Daniels' medicals. That to me just does not sit well. And I think Jaden Daniels, the sad thing is, Jaden Daniels, there's no question about his ability.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about Big Penix Energy's ability. I have real questions about JJ McCarthy's ability to be a franchise-level quarterback. I have real questions about it.
Yeah.
That to me. Mike Smith, only good thing about Daniel Jones is that he looks like Ash from the Evil Dead movies. Is it the Giants or is it Justin Fields or the Bears? Is it Daniel Jones or the Giants? Zach Wilson or the Jets? Daniel Jones has
What do
shown
all
some.
those franchises have in common?
Right? Penix is another underrated quarterback, just like Brock Purdy. Do you guys understand that Brock Purdy really is the only quarterback of his draft? There have been some busts in the entirety of quarterback drafts.
Yeah.
Like busts everywhere. Let's see. Dakota Tubbs. Sorry, everyone, for giving Salty a free membership again last Friday. I was too giving. He's clearly my fault and therefore Russia's fault. Totally agree.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what
Booty
you were
plan.
thinking. I mean, you might as well have put him on the roof like you did with Tucker, you know?
Mike Smith, YouTube boot him. Boot who? Did he get booted? Did he get booted? Did he get booted? He did get booted.
What did they say?
That he's in a 30-minute timeout. He must have said something.
Yeah, we didn't do that, dude.
Must have said something.
We're just so you know, we're not even able to do that. Like YouTube doesn't let you do that.
Yeah, again. Is it any surprise? Penix underrated, really. I think he's a 3rd-round quarterback,
Which is wild to me.
That's crazy. Leave Pickett alone, Molly. He's going to be alone a lot.
Kenny.
College big hits are nothing compared to NFL big hits, which is what scares me about Jaden Daniels, because we saw him in Arizona State.
Yeah.
And he used to just get
lit.
Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. All right, let's talk about a marriage that you guys know how much I value the sanctity of marriage on this show, right? Like, I value strong unions.
That's bullshit.
McDonald's and Krispy Kreme donuts. I just need to know why.
Because we're fat. That's why.
I've already got the McGriddle.
Fat.
I've already got Krispy Kreme. The light's on, getting a free. Do you know that if the light's on at Krispy Kreme, fresh donuts, you can get a free donut? No questions asked. Why do we need? Are we going to get? Is this a McGriddle style thing?
So this pilot, and it is a pilot they're going to roll out
2025,
26.
26.
In 2026, certain locations, not all locations, certain locations, don't know which ones they are yet, are going to get Krispy Kreme donuts offered at that location. And part of me says for McDonald's, this is really smart. You understand, hey, Krispy Kreme's obviously got a following, heritage. Don't care if you love their donut or hate their donut.
Totally
it's Krispy
agree.
Kreme. They have a brand. So you're going to partner with one of the most popular donut brands in our country. Okay, cool. That's smart. I just think it's simply a deal of, hey, you're getting, as an example, you got your coffee, your McGriddle, your hash brown. Hey, by the way, you want a Krispy Kreme donut to go with it? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll have one. And that's all. I'm telling you, that's what this is. They're going to do that.
I'm not a. So do we like Krispy Kreme donuts? Am I kicking it out of bed? No. Do I need like Ozempic afterwards? Yes.
So we had donuts last week. Someone sent us donuts as a gift.
Duck donuts.
Duck donuts. They were excellent. They were warm and they were delivered quickly.
I did not know that if you go to wherever Duck Donuts, right?
Yeah.
You go to Duck Donuts, they make the donuts when you order them?
Yeah. So what Duck Donuts does differently is they don't pre-make it and set it in the case. What they do is they say, hey, order your donut, and they have some on display, but order your donut and we will make it for you. Because what happens is they make the donut, they build it, and it's warm from being fried. So when you eat it, there's a temperature factor that's really enjoyable to experience.
Yep. I am not a Krispy Kreme guy. I'm not. I'm a fritter. If I'm going to eat a donut, it's probably going to be a fritter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a gas station donut guy. I'm trying not to eat that food. And it's helped me lose a lot of weight not eating gas station donuts, frankly. Yeah. My wife cooking and meal prepping, I had unbelievable pork chops this week, and they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I've also had Girl Scout cookies this week, right? I'm not doing this. These donuts on the screen do not look good to me. That just does not look like, man, I got to have that.
No, it looks manufactured. But I think this partnership makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. David Temple says donuts are nasty, but they're so good. They are. Kim Coulter, y'all, hey, y'all. Y'all should have seen the line of cars at Krispy Kreme in Puerto Rico. 20 cars deep out of the parking lot and down the street. Hilarious and, to be honest, shocking. For Krispy Kreme donuts? Was it like a new store? That's crazy. Monty goes for the cougar tails.
That's
make
right.
it a meal.
See?
I promise you, the solemn oath that I make on this show is Jake will eat a cougar tail at a BYU game.
The problem is I can't even get into the game. That's the problem.
You don't have a Temple recommend. That's true. Jeremiah Champion, love the show. Got sweet after Salty left. He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Robert Fowler, Big Mac breakfast sandwich. Instead of buns, use Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that. But
is a McGriddle good?
Yes.
Oh, it's fire.
Incredible. A sausage McGriddle is incredible.
Did you guys see there's a Canadian maple shortage? My wife says a lot of hurtful things to me. I'll be honest with you. Like the other day, for instance, like who says something like, hey, did you hear there's a Canadian maple syrup shortage?
And
like,
kick a person when he's down.
Who says hurtful things like that?
Yeah, that's offensive, dude.
Right? Who says to me,
sorry if you're offended by that.
After work yesterday, she's like, hey, you want to go for a walk? Who says such hurtful things like that? I've gotten in the habit of taking my dog for a walk. And I was like, you want to go for a 45-minute walk? She's like, no, let's just go around the block. It's cold out. Right? Because we live in Utah where the sun never shines. Krispy Kreme are better than Pink Box.
Yeah.
Pink Box is so, but
Just,
Pink Box has a bomb blueberry fritter.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Wasikowski. No, we're done talking about quarterbacks, man.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. On to the next.
You know. Matt Ritson, no on crispy donuts. Take small business store only. I agree with that. Thank you. Boyd Lake, now I'm hungry.
Dude, you and me both, bro.
Do you eat, how many eggs a day do you eat?
Like 3.
You have 3 eggs every morning. Do you worry about like the cholesterol and the fat and that?
Yeah, but I think that
I do, but I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't love oatmeal, and I don't like eating cold stuff for breakfast in the middle of winter. I don't. So
like cereal.
Yeah, I don't want to eat cereal. I don't like, I think that it becomes less of a problem if you're working out and supplementing, and I'm not doing either of those. So yeah, it's more of a problem right now. But I also think there's positive effects.
Because the thing with you is you're also not a fruit or vegetable guy.
I've been trying to work more fruit in. I did have salad for dinner last night.
You did?
I did, yeah. I had salad for dinner last night.
Why did your soon-to-be wife want to make you salad?
Because we were trying to figure out what to have for dinner.
Notice he didn't deny it.
And I was like, yeah.
So it was her idea.
No, it was my idea.
Shut up.
No, it was. You can ask.
Are you being serious?
Yes. I said, hey, like, why don't we just have salad? And we made tacos on Monday, so we had some chicken left over. So Monday we had tacos, so I made chicken, and you can get the taco powder. You mix it with water.
Real quick, can we at least agree that the raw tortilla that you have to make on the stove? You know how you get them in the refrigerator section in the bag, and then you put them on like a skillet, and it warms them up. Can we at least agree that's how you eat tortillas 100%. Now?
Yeah, it's way better.
Well, I'm proud of you for having a salad. You're not a vegetable guy at all.
This past weekend, I bought cuties, the little oranges. I'm trying to work in,
and
more
they're
fruit.
so good.
Jake's
been bringing them over.
Yeah.
And they're really good.
And I've been trying to just do 1 bucked up a day instead of 2. And I've been trying to get through a canteen and a half. I've been trying. Yeah.
Not succeeding
every day,
but you're making an effort.
I'm trying.
I'm really struggling to drink water right now. Like I have my good old Yeti sitting here, and it has the same water it had in it yesterday.
And you know what's really interesting about water for me right now is I can smash like that Yeti right there. When I'm eating, I can smash like 3/4 of that Yeti in one sitting, like while I'm eating. It's not difficult for me to
Sorry, what?
It's not difficult for me to drink a lot of water while. Bro, come on, dude. Come on.
What?
Dude. Come on.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Instant water, baby.
Yeah, but
'Cause I need to be pregnant. I agree. It is very. I go through stretches where I can eat a ton of water, no problem,
And
or drink a ton of water, no problem.
I think the struggle is that we live at altitude and we live in not a desert, but a drier climate.
I would agree.
And so, like, if you don't drink water, there's a heavier price to pay. And so it's like, all right, cool. Like, I know at 2:00, 2 to 3 o'clock is usually my dead period energy wise. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to knock down, even if I don't want to, I'm going to knock down half of this canteen. And I feel a lift when I do that energy wise. Like, it
agree with
helps.
Shooter, Texas. Eggs are the best breakfast. Fat, cholesterol concerns are not an issue. Eggs are healthy.
That's not true, dude. Eggs have cholesterol. I, in particular, in my family, have some cholesterol issues.
Which I do not.
So, you know, I think the hard part is like, I could eat oatmeal every day. I could and probably should. But
I eat a cup, and now I'm down to 3/4 of a cup. I'm trying to wean myself into smaller portions. I eat whole oats with blackberries and blueberries. I have it every morning. That's my breakfast. I like, honest to God, probably 6 days a week. And so I get a ton of fiber. I get a ton of antioxidants. Again, you don't care, but it's why my colonoscopy was no polyps perfect, right? It's why my cholesterol is not an issue. I do a lot of shit to supplement being fat and losing weight. It's crazy. Like you guys don't care about this either. Like, I don't have an ACL in my left knee. So I'm walking, we're out walking the dog yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, dude, my knees feel really good.
yeah.
Like my knees, and it's because when you lose weight and you eat well and you don't have a bunch of inflammatory shit in your system.
Yeah.
But eggs, there is a happy medium. And it is, I worry about you eating 3 eggs every single day.
Yeah. I mean, well, and I think that it's 5 days a week because I don't have them on the weekends, right? I just
okay.
don't. I don't have
point.
them on the weekend. So it's 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's 3 eggs and 3 tortillas with some salt and pepper. And I don't ever have any type of bacon or sausage or anything with it. I don't ever have like a pancake or a waffle.
Morning
or
breakfast sausage is just what life should be about.
And so my point
I love
is
it.
that right now I am aware. Yeah, I'm struggling to work out right now. I'm struggling to get enough exercise and it's killing me.
Maybe we need to go to the gym and not maybe. Mrs. Monty, now my wife, God, fuck, she is perfect. So my wife is training for a triathlon in Hawaii next week. She is going to swim a mile in the ocean. She just got a beautiful new bicycle, a road bike. She rides her bike every weekend. She just signed up for these races, and I'm trying to find 90 minutes a day to go to the gym. And right now my schedule just does not allow it. So when we talk about, hey, I love getting up at 4 a.m., I would love getting up at 4 a.m. and going and getting my lift in. Because I just gotten back to 225 pounds on bench.
5 a.m. would be child's play and again, I'm not saying that we're talking about canceling the show or anything, but what I am saying is that if we weren't doing the show, I'd be a 5 a.m. gym guy. I was in that groove. I had gotten back to, I was doing just short of 225 again on the bench. I was doing legs. Like, I was feeling great. Like, I felt really good. And it's frustrating because it's like, we're just in this cycle right now where what?
Intermittent fasting.
Okay, this is an interesting conversation. There was a study that recently came out that said that intermittent fasting ups your chance for, I believe it was a stroke,
heart disease and stroke
by 91%.
So a massive research study just came out on intermittent fasting because we've done intermittent fasting.
I actually like intermittent fasting. I've done well on it.
When you get up at 4, I generally, when back in the day when we were getting up early, I was not eating until lunch. And admittedly, I did okay with it. I never felt great. And now this new study comes out that says intermittent fasting raises your percentages of heart attack and stroke. And it's pretty unequivocal. Like, it's pretty damning research.
Yeah.
So But he also says eggs are good and cereal are not. Depends on how you cook the eggs. I think it depends on the cereal you eat.
Yeah.
I do not eat processed cereal. I don't. I eat one of two. I generally only eat whole oats in the morning. That's my breakfast. But if I eat cereal, it's, oh my God, it went right out of my head.
Flakes.
Heritage Flakes.
Yeah.
So I think it depends. It always depends on what you eat and how you prepare
I've
it.
always done better when I work out in the morning before I've eaten. So working out when you're fasted, I was feeling great. I would get up at 5. The first thing I would do is turn my lights on in my kitchen as bright as possible to wake my ass up, and I would make my pre-workout. Then I would go and brush my teeth and get dressed and all that, and I'd come back and I'd have my pre-workout about 15 minutes before I lifted my first weight, and I was wide awake. And not just because they sponsor the show. Love Bucked Up's products. Easily,
yeah, they have the best. They have the
ever.
best pre-workout.
So then, after the pre-workout, I'd take their I would be drinking their BCAAs mid-workout, and then I'd have creatine. And so it's just this thing where it's not that eggs are the worst thing on the planet, or cereal's awful for you, or intermittent fasting is a key to saving life. It's a combination of, okay, hey, what you eat combined with exercise. If you exercise and you push yourself and you eat right, you're going to see great results.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Boyd Lake, I have a walking pad arriving today for some exercise. A lot of people
And
I
I'm
work with
thinking
use
about
them.
getting a standing desk, dude. I'm thinking about getting technically it's called a desk riser.
Louis Capazzo, breakfast should be a 1 pound of bacon 7 days a week. Also known as I love bacon. I love lamb. Jalon, dude, see your bacon, Capazzo, your bacon. I love breakfast sausage. I love it. I never eat it, but man, I love it. The best thing about oatmeal is is the colon sheriff. That's right. Oatmeal hits your stomach and says, everyone that's been here too longer than a day, get the fuck out. And the best thing is, again, and I follow a lot of research nutritionally. And I'm pretty much proof of this because I eat oats all the time. But the chemical reaction that whole oats cause in your digestive tract, that chemical reaction and the result of it, they believe makes it impossible for polyps and tumors to grow in your colon. There is strong research and evidence, science-based evidence, which is the only thing that matters in my opinion, science-based evidence that says the chemical reaction in your digestive system from oats is absolutely imperative to colon health. And as men, if we're not watching our colon, because we do eat a lot of meat, and I don't, frankly, and it's wild. My wife is, and I talk about her all the time when we talk about food, but she's completely changed the way I eat. I love sweet potatoes. I am so, like, I'm sitting here, I cannot wait to go upstairs and have my oats. And I think I'm going to have half of a sweet potato with my oats because I just have been, she makes these roasted sweet potatoes every Sunday. And right out of the oven, they're amazing. Right out of the microwave, they're amazing. Put a little easy salt on top of it, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's so good for you. RJC, man, I'm under 300, boys. I've dropped 58 pounds, A1C at 6.7, bowl 4 night a week, golf, and I'm the happiest I've been in years.
And that's the struggle right now. Like doing what we do, we grind, and you can only do it for so long before you start to see,
yes,
I'm not going to be too harsh, but just negative impacts on it. And I think that I think again, it's that type of activity where I one day, I don't know when that'll be. One day, maybe it's 20 years from now, I have one job and all we'll do is golf at night and work out in the morning and do our job. And at that point, you'll be golden.
I would agree. Jim King, eggs make you fart. Okay. Kim Coulter, I went from 351 at age 50 to 224 at 66. If you choose to change your diet in order to live longer and feel better, you can do it. It's a personal choice. It is.
It is.
And I'm
think,
that guy,
generally
man.
speaking, I eat horribly. I think there are things I could do to help myself. Sure. Absolutely. 100% agree.
Well, you've got to get more green. You don't eat vegetables almost ever. And that's why I'm so shocked you had a salad last night. But you got to get more green. Like I had a whole bag of corn the other day. Like like frozen vegetables. That's how I get my vegetables. Breakfast, Yesterday, I had 2 of those little cutie oranges that Jake brings over and a banana as a snack. Like, I love them.
Yeah.
And eating the way that we eat now, it's just made such a radical difference in my health. My quality of sleep lately has been pretty amazing. 6 days a week, I'm generally getting great sleep. Yes. For me, shutting down the snacking at night, I'm trying not to eat after 7.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Nothing wrong with eggs and meat. Everything bad they used to say about eggs and bacon is now recommended. Bacon is not recommended.
No.
Bacon is not good for you. I'm telling you guys, where is the only place you get cholesterol?
Animals.
Animal products. That's the only place you get cholesterol, saturated fats, hormones, and the kind of bacon, the type of steroids, antibiotics. What are they eating? How are they eating it? Like, there's so much that goes into that CKS.
Yeah.
I don't think everything in moderation, but man, UW fan Jim, wait, Captain Crunch is bad for you? Exactly. I like my bowl of diabetes in the morning. Man, I would love some Lucky Charms right now. I would. Cocoa Pebbles. Oh my God. Why would you say that? No, Dakota. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh my God. Oh my God. We know what your pre-workout is, J2H. Okay.
Not sure what that's a reference to.
That's probably Salty's burner account. Hey, playa, I eat Fruity Pebbles and I hate John Cena. Okay.
Why do you hate John Cena?
I don't know. Eric Wasikowski, egg whites. I love egg whites. Love egg whites. Remember when skim milk or 1% was a recommended milk? Scratch that. Whole milk. Do you understand how bad cow's milk is for you?
Yeah, dude believes what he believes.
And you got to do you, CKS. Yeah. You got to do you. David Temple, I love bacon, but does it love me? It does not.
But I think, like, I don't drink cow's milk. I don't drink soda. I don't drink, there are a lot of things I don't do that other people do.
I do not drink soda.
Yeah.
I haven't had a glass of cow's milk in...
Yeah, it's been over a decade for me, man. It's been probably 15 years now.
Can you imagine if we drink 4, 5, 6 cans of soda every day and a glass of milk in the morning? Like, it's crazy. Why do you eat it? Crazy. Moth Prof. Some of these guys need to learn how to take a hit like your mom. See, like, take it like, I've got a type 2 diagnosis in 2020. Since then, I've switched to protein and fat diet, low sugar and carbs. Dropped 45 pounds, reversed my type 2. Low carb is amazing. I did exceptionally well on low carb, but it is really tough on your digestive tract. At the carnivore diet, call it what you want. And it is really difficult. It is really, really difficult on your colon.
Yeah.
It is. It's tough. It really is. Jim King. It's salty. Come on. Jeremiah Champion. Pebbles all day, every day. Puffs are hard and cut up your mouth. That's why peanut butter Captain Crunch is amazing and torturous.
Yeah.
Because it just eats you, it just eats your face. I used to hate sweet potatoes. My daughter makes them for me now, and I love them.
Yeah, they're really good. You put some black beans and some guac on a sweet potato, dude.
I go to the best GP. She's my hero and has me trained to just do what she says. Okay. Mike Smith. Salty gets a comment read after Monty said he would not read his comment again. Salty is winning. Yeah. Jim King, I think Jim King is probably Salty's burner.
Yeah.
Account. So there you go. I think exercise is huge.
It is. It's everything.
I think exercise is huge.
I can honestly say on the weekends, I feel so much better than I do during the week because I'm rested and we golf and we do things and I just feel way better.
Somebody asked, I can't remember who it was, asked if we still snowboard. Golf. Jake is pissed, but golf.
It is what it is, man.
Golf.
I'm not sitting here complaining about golf, and I love golf.
No, not at all. Jake loves golf.
Yeah.
I do as well. All right. I also love the Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Speaking of health and happiness, man, if you've been in an accident, I'm telling you, get advice. Do not go on your own. You literally have nothing to lose. It costs you nothing out of pocket. You don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. You can chat with an attorney live online at right now at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. P. Diddy tomorrow on the show. We'll talk about that whole thing. More into the tournament tomorrow. More NFL draft. More of my awesome NBA greatness on Prize Picks. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jake.